We got 1 minute, everybody. 1 minute. Like and share, everybody. Like and share. It's a Saturday night. Oh yeah, I love that little bell. It is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. November 20th, 2021. And I am happy. We did some riding today. Yeah, we did some riding today, and went out and enjoyed the weather. Really nice. A little bit of wind, but not bad. Not bad at all. Started out the morning horrible though. Oh yeah. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But man, you know what? Let's thank God that the jury in Kenosha did their due diligence and came up with the right verdict in spite of all the media, in spite of all the pressure from protesters and people outside and people saying they were going to burn the city down again or whatever, Yeah. They let me tell you, they had some cods, man. They did the right thing under great amount of pressure. I do believe if that trial would have been here in Texas, there's no way in hell that a jury is going to convict you for defending yourself. And especially in certain circumstances which are just beyond the pale. Because as we saw in the video and in testimony, those people kept pursuing Kyle Rittenhouse when he was trying to get away. And so, and besides that, the people that they tried to make sound like they were choir boys were anything but choir boys. Matter of fact is that Rosenbaum was a child rapist. Yeah. He was no choir boy. He was no innocent individual. And you could tell on his face during trial that, like he said, I'm not afraid to go back to jail. And I've heard criminals say that before. Oh yeah. Let me tune this on down. There you go. Lisa Lee brought up at the before we came on live. She brought up, "Hey, Popeye, you got a thumbs down before the show even starts. How's that happen?" Well, I don't know, but there are plenty of left-wing haters out there, And I would assume when they saw the title of the show that, they're just going to start out with a thumbs down, and really we don't pay much attention to that stuff. It's just like on this channel, we don't monetize our videos. Matter of fact is, AdSense canceled our account today, and that's how YouTube pays you through AdSense, through through that organization, that internet company. And so, they canceled it. We don't care because we don't monetize our videos. We don't owe YouTube anything. We don't have to succumb to their whims. Other than certain things that we can't say because of their cancel culture within that company. And who knows? They may not even like this podcast before the night's over. Because Rittenhouse is now a free and innocent man of all the charges. Now, the left-wing zealots out there, which includes the media, politicians, and the maniacs around the country, they're losing their minds. But we didn't have any riots in Kenosha the night after the verdict. I don't know what's going to happen this weekend. I went tooling around the internet looking to see if there was any live protests going on right now, and I didn't find any. Just to check it out and see what's happening. And most of the riots that I saw here just minutes ago were overseas, where they're protesting the mandates, and even the police opened fire in, I think, Rotterdam. Yeah. But let's hope there's no more riots. We don't need any more cities being burned. Now, I expected Portland. There was a riot in Portland, and I expected that because they really have not stopped. They're doing something just about every weekend. The maniacs, that's what they are. And I had said to everybody, hey, look, these people are still around. They haven't gone anywhere. They're waiting to pound again. But the thing about it is, like the jury, you can't let them intimidate you. You can't let politicians intimidate you. You can't let school boards intimidate you. It's time to fight, everybody. It's time to fight back. And the pendulum is going to swing. The pendulum is going to swing. But if you listen to the mainstream media, and of course they're still doing it now, they haven't stopped. If you listen to them and believe them, you would have thought that Kyle Rittenhouse was a white supremacist, a domestic terrorist with a short barrel rifle, crossed state lines, was an active shooter, and killed a bunch of black people, which none of that was true, ever. None of it was true. Yet the media is still spewing that crap, and they're talking vigilantism and all this other stuff just to push the narrative out there to keep it going. And they will do this till the lawsuits start flying, baby. And there's one thing about it. There's one person I agree with, which is Dan Bongino, when he says the only way we're going to stop this crap is when we start going after them and filing lawsuits. And today when we were riding around, this is going through my head and I'm thinking about all this stuff, and that is correct. Even the stuff we have going on here locally, we've been battling motorcycle profiling forever. We've been battling the gang databases that innocent people we know are in it. But it's the narrative that's out there. And you know what? We should be taking them on, and I do believe it's time we start filing lawsuits. And we have a COCI meeting tomorrow afternoon in Royce City, Texas. And if I get a chance to speak, which I know I will, guess what I'm going to be talking about? It's time to be filing lawsuits, everybody. It's time. It's time to make them pay. Whether they're the media, whether they're the courts, whether they're these crazy prosecutors like we had in Kenosha, who told one lie after the other, who violated court proceedings again and again and again. But you know what? That happens here in Texas every day. Every day. And I do think the prosecutor was going for a mistrial. I do. That's the reason he did the crazy things he did. He was hoping for a mistrial. Because that's what we had happen here in Milam County. When the prosecutor saw that he was losing, he asked the judge for a mistrial, and the son of a gun gave it to him. Now, we didn't get to that point here because the jury got the chance to give us a verdict, a fair verdict. And like I said, they did their due diligence for 4 days. But what we're witnessing now is the mainstream media on the left and people on the left are just going crazy. And they're still spewing the things they were spewing. And I hope Kyle Rittenhouse goes after them one by one, including the President of the United States. Or, as I like to say, the illegitimate President of the United States, Joe Biden. Because when he was a candidate, he called Rittenhouse a white supremacist without any proof at all. There hadn't even been an investigation as far as that matter goes. So, wow. I think he should be sued, and quick, and maybe the first one. But then again, CNN, MSNBC, the ones that were tailing the jury, and I do think they ought to face some consequences for that. Yeah. But regardless of why you're someplace, regardless of that, whether you're at a protest or whatever you're at, and people start attacking you, you have a right to defend yourself. And he was legally carrying that firearm. There was no law in Wisconsin about a 17-year-old having a long rifle. That's the reason the judge dropped that charge. He did not carry it across state lines. The rifle was already in Wisconsin at his dad's house, from what I understand. So just so many things, that were lied about again and again and again. And, even the prosecutor acted surprised when he found certain things out, because he believed what the media was saying. And it's like most prosecutors do, is they go out there and they start trying to push a narrative and they continue beating that drum, just like the media does, again and again and again, just like they did with Trump's Steele dossier, which even today they're still, I mean, they're trying to give them Pulitzer Prizes for a document that's not real. That's what we have going on. That's what we have going on in our law enforcement, with the FBI, with the Department of Justice, who's now attacking parents along with the FBI. So the list of atrocities run on and on. You know, if those morons out there want to protest something, protest that. Protest that. But no, they've got to keep pushing their left-wing communist manifesto junk. Because that's what they are. But you have to remember, everybody, we outnumber them. Those maniacs in the streets are a small percentage of the population. Black Lives Matters has been proven to be nothing but I guess a shell organization, you would call it. You know, they're all about making money for themselves. What black community have they helped? Where? Show it to me. They sure helped themselves by building $1 million homes. Multiple $1 million homes. So you fools keep donating to them, you know, the people on the left out there that do that. Keep donating to them. Let George Soros pay them. I'm not. Not at all. So now you think, let me see, I do have some videos and stuff to play for you today. So the first one I'm going to start out with here is Tucker Carlson. And I think I have the audio set. Let's listen to this for a minute. Okay?
On Kyle Rittenhouse if he was a Bernie Sanders voter, which we don't know, maybe he is. He probably hasn't voted for anybody. He's too young. But the point is, this is not partisan. The right.
Why doesn't every home in the U.S. have solar panels? The number one reason is not about sunlight or weather or even politics.
Right to self-defense is the most basic right any human being has. You're born with it. It's innate. And if they try and take that away, we're all in trouble. So as we said at the end of the last block, we wanted to talk to Jason Whitlock, and whenever we do, we never even ask a question. We just throw it to him, and he always surprises us in a good way. He joins us now. He's, of course, the host of Fearless. Jason Whitlock, great to see you. What do you make of this?
Tucker, I think that what we've just seen from those 12 jurors is courage that we needed. It's inspirational to all of us as men and women. It took real courage for them to do this. And I just want to try to add this take, if I could say one thing while I'm here, because you've been having this conversation. Why is everything being couched as race? Yeah. This is a calculated strategy to disarm America, to go after the guns, and to eventually rewrite the Constitution. They're trying to define America as a failure, and its number one failure is along the lines of race. And if they can convince enough of the American public that this country is irredeemably racist, they now have a justification to rewrite the Constitution, start this thing all over, and make us more like China. That's the end game. This is not an accident that from Joe Biden on down, who says that white supremacy is the biggest threat to America, all the way down to Rachel Maddow, a.k.a. Joy Reid, constantly talking race. This is a strategy that's been quite effective. It hides the agenda. They've convinced black people that Planned Parenthood and aborting your babies is the greatest thing you can do, and anybody that tells you different is a racist, when we know that Planned Parenthood and Margaret Sanger, they're the racists, and that the destruction of black babies in the womb, that is the racist activity. Everything, it's like, the bigger the lie they tell, it's like the more we believe. We
Yes.
need to recognize they're lying to us intentionally with a defined goal of rewriting the Constitution and taking guns away and sovereignty away from the American people.
God, that's so smart. And the bigger the lie, the more likely people are to believe it. If they're putting abortion clinics in your neighborhood, they don't love you. Sorry. Obviously. Thank you for saying that. Jason Whitlock, really glad.
Now, Jason Whitlock is 100% right in everything he just said just then. 100% right. This is what's going on. And we can't cower down to this kind of mess. We cannot. And you know, good for the moms and dads that are standing up at these school board meetings. And you've heard me say the school boards can be some of the most dangerous politicians there are. And that's the truth of it. That's the reason their union contacted the president, and the reason the president contacted the DOJ, and the reason the DOJ has told the FBI, go sick them. Shut them up. Shut them up. This is what's going on. But you know, that question was, really just what does Kyle Rittenhouse do now? Let me tell you that his attorney has already said he can't live here anymore. He's going to have to move. His family's going to have to move. And you know, the thing about it is, you look at Kyle Rittenhouse, and he's a very recognizable person. That baby face, you know, I don't know that he can grow a beard, because I couldn't grow a very good one at 18. So, you know, I mean, he's going to have security probably for the rest of his life. That's the reason I'm okay with him going after all these people that have defamed him. People that have tried him before there was ever an investigation by the prosecutor or anybody else. They were filing charges 2 days after his damn arrest, saying what they were going to charge him with, and that they were going to charge him. So yeah, I do believe he should be suing these people. He gets millions of dollars so he can secure himself and his family for the rest of his life. Because the death threats around Kenosha were running hot and heavy. But I want to show you a picture here. I want to show you this picture. I don't have to turn the audio off here. But let me show you this. So this is after the acquittal. After he's found innocent. Look what these people are saying. Look at Governor Newsom. He says you can break the law, carry around a weapon built for the military, shoot and kill people, and get away with it. That's the message we've just sent to armed vigilantes. Who said anything about vigilantes, everybody? It's only the mainstream media that's saying that crap. You know, of course, let's look. I mean, Cori Bush. Now, that's a piece of work. So she said, that's white supremacy in action, what happened in Kenosha. And of course, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who is the murderer of thousands of people that he sent back into nursing homes with the China virus, sent them back there to die, everybody. Is he going to be held accountable? Is he? Or is he going to get away with it? I believe he might be the white supremacist if he gets away with this. White privilege, as they say. And of course, he's one of them, so they're going to try and give cover to him. Oh, and then there's then there's this guy. Oh man, this guy. Let me see. His name is Jalen Rose. Oh yeah. He's an ESPN guy. Now I don't watch ESPN. I don't watch much sports anymore at all because they all went woke. So I don't participate in any of the crap. Any of it, other than I do work the Cowboy Stadium as a staff member up there, but I don't give a shit about the game. Matter of fact, there's a guy came in there the other day. I said both teams lose. I thought that was funny as hell. But anyway, old Jason here, or Jalen, he said this guy, Jacob Blake, is dead, that the police shot him in the back. Yeah, which is true. The police did shoot him. I guess it was when he went back to his car to get a weapon. Yeah. So we got all kinds of crap, all kinds of lying going on, all kinds of misinformation that they don't know. But they spit it out there like it's true, hoping you're going to buy it. And you know what? There's morons out there. Yep, they're going to buy it. They're going to buy it because that's like my sister-in-law. That's all she listens to is CNN. That's all she listens to. She's a freaking moron. But you know what? There are protests going on all around the world, and you know, I mean, these protests here in this country right now over the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. People out there, you know, claiming, you know, oh, the BLM wasn't a black person involved in this thing at all, other than the kicking dude that ran out there and kicked Kyle in the head. And for what I understand, he has a prison record too, or a criminal record. So he got that there and kicked. He's lucky he didn't get shot. There was plenty of reason to shoot him, as he jumped up in the air and kicked him in the head, and we all saw it in the video. It was an incredible thing. But you know what? I mean, these aren't the only riots going on. I want to show you something here. This is in, let's see, this is the Dutch. It's over in Holland, I guess, you know. They call it Europe. I don't give a damn about that. Let's look at it, and let's listen to this for a second.
Opposition to a partial lockdown imposed last week, and government plans limiting access for unvaccinated people to some venues. The demonstration soon turned violent as rioters set off fireworks and flares and threw rocks and missiles at police. A number of cars were torched as rioters streamed through the central streets of this port city. Police responded with water cannon and warning shots were fired. 7 people were wounded and more than 20 arrested.
You know, I love those water cannons. I think we should use those, don't you?
Calm finally restored in the early hours. The Netherlands has seen a string of record high coronavirus infections in recent days, with Europe now once again at the epicenter of the pandemic, according to the World Health Organization. In Austria, a full lockdown comes into force on Monday, but despite having one of the highest infection rates in Europe, protesters took to the streets of the capital Vienna today to show their opposition to the new measures and plans to make vaccination compulsory. Germany has warned it may have to follow suit with lockdowns, with authorities there saying the country is in a nationwide state of emergency. While the Czech Republic has reported its highest COVID-19 case count since the pandemic began. Well, I've been speaking to the epidemiologist Catherine.
You know, I thought that was kind of interesting, and I probably should not continue on down this line because you know the rules, and of course I can always opt out of YouTube right now, but I don't want to right now. And you know, I guess it was the WHO put out a statement the other day that said it is not necessary, or we should not be vaccinating healthy people. Let me say that again. They should not be vaccinating healthy people. And that was not me saying that. That's the WHO. And you can check Dr. Campbell out on YouTube, and he reads that very statement from the WHO. So if YouTube don't like it, go to hell. Go to hell. So let me say this. The Potato Head, I love that name too, who had to have an emergency colonoscopy, and I found out what that was all about. I did find out what that was all about. The reason he had to have that emergency colonoscopy was to pull his ass out of his head. Out of his ass. His head out of his ass. That's the reason he had to have emergency colonoscopy. And Kamala Harris was in control, I guess, for a few hours, a few minutes, however long that took to get his head out of his ass. I'm just saying, everybody. She had her chance. She blew it. Like she blows everything else. Oh, wait a minute. She blew that guy that was used to be mayor of San Francisco. Yeah, she blew him to heck. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the Democrats are jumping up and down. They got their $1.75 trillion Build Back Worse plan through the House. Because it was simple for them to do. All they had to do was stick together. Now these Democrats are going to have to explain they're going to have to explain why they voted for this. Knowing what all it's going to cause. Knowing that it's not going to help them in 2022 because things are going to continue to get worse. Yeah, by the time they add it all up, Forrest, you're right, it's $5 trillion. Just pull it out of the air. Hey, it's paid for, everybody. If you buy that line of BS, let me tell you, you're a left-wing nut. Because they're already talking about the taxes that will have to be increased to meet these goals. It's not going to work. It's going to break us if they don't tax the hell out of everybody. Not just the rich. Not just the rich. Everybody. And let me tell you, this new Green Deal BS, and they want a global tax for climate change. They want to tax everybody. You know what that amount's going to be? 15% is what they're talking about. Oh, but wait a minute. Who's not going to pay this tax? Who's not going to pay it? Probably poor countries. Maybe China will refuse to pay it. Maybe Russia will refuse to pay it. You think they're going to do it? No. They're after us, baby. That's who they're after. They're after us. So when this thing goes to the Senate, and they're probably going to delay it as long as they can, when this thing goes to the Senate, we're going to have to do our work, baby. We're going to have to call in order to push this thing back, in order to make it where it doesn't ever see the light of day. This is what we got to do. You know, they want a national gas tax. Hey, I thought there was already a tax on gas. Maybe not. Maybe not. You think that's not going to increase prices? Hey, you think, and I've explained to you that corporations don't pay taxes. They're going to fold that into the cost of the product, everybody. It's what they're going to do. Oh, and by the way, we are simulcasting tonight. We are on Rumble too, at the same time. And so, yeah, I just looked at it. So it's streaming nicely. If YouTube decides they want to dump us, that's where we'll be at. That's where we'll be at. And you know, they want to just tax the heck out of the rich, but yet everybody would understand in that thing is a $80,000 tax break, $80,000 for wealthy homeowners. Ha! Ha! But you know, and there's another thing going on. I should have got a picture of this guy. His name is Jesse Jensen, and he's in the 8th Congressional District in Washington State, and he's after a Democrat there. Her name is Kim Schreier, whatever it is, and he called her a rubber stamper. A rubber stamper. That's a good name, everybody, for these people that voted for this boondoggle Build Back Worse plan. Yeah. So he called her a rubber stamper, and you know, that's what I think we ought to be doing to all of these people that voted for this thing. You know, all these people were jumping up and down, everybody. Look what we did. Look what we did. We're going to turn this into a damn socialist country. We're even going to go for communism. Yeah. So, wow. So, a natural gas tax will increase the home heating costs, electricity rates, and raise gas prices. An $80,000 tax break to wealthy homeowners in New York, New Jersey, and California. A move that would cost hundreds of billions of dollars and overwhelmingly benefit the wealthy, not the middle class, everybody. Oh, no, we're screwed. We're screwed. A $3,600 a year child tax credit to illegal immigrants. Oh, wow. For every child they bring into America or give birth to after arriving. Do you hear that? For every child. What if they cross with 10? They won't have to work the rest of their lives. 87,000, and this is the one that just we really should be pissed off about. 87,000 new IRS agents to increase audits of taxpayers that will look through the banks and audit accounts of every American earning or spending more than $600 per year, everybody, to make sure they are paying enough taxes, and disproportionately affecting small business owners. This, I've already been around with the IRS when they attacked my Tea Party members in the Arlington Tea Party. When they came at me and wanted to know our donor list, when they came at me and wanted to know our membership, when they came at me and they wanted the password to our website, where I politely said, get effed. And yeah, I do get tongue-tied every once in a while. Yeah, everybody knows, and I think most of you know, I had cancer a while back. They had to cut out a section of my tongue, a little small piece, but it changed the way I talk forever. And I have to think about what I'm saying to get it to come out right. But I digress, everybody. You know, man, our world has been turned upside down, and we've got to straighten it out. And we do it by exposing people, not only on the left, but people on the right also. And I'm talking about prosecutors. Well, most prosecutors are left-wingers. And most lawyers are left-wingers. That's the truth of it. But we need lawyers to step up. We need lawyers to step up and take on cases pro bono to straighten this mess out. Like Bongino said, we've got to make them pay for the transgressions that they're doing to us. No matter who you are, what status you are, meaning upper echelon, the people that think they're so damn smart, and politicians, you know, that are going to rule over the rest of us. Nah. We're not going to have it anymore. And we can't let these damn people out there in the streets intimidate us. We don't have to go out and fight them. What we have to do is to make sure in 2022 the pendulum swings. And like Bill Smith said at one of our COCI meetings, run for office. Run for office. You got a school board member, you got a school board superintendent that's acting like a maniac. Hey, it's time for them to go. You need to take over the school board with your friends. With your friends. Band together. Learn how the system works. And go after them. Go after them. They're going to fight back. They're going to throw the book at you. They're going to throw money into the campaigns. They're going to do all kinds of crap. What you have to do is do a workaround. We've done it, and we're going to do it again. It can be done. But with that, everybody, I thought I had enough material for about 20 minutes, and I've been here 44. Everybody, let me say hi to a few people. David Garcia, my Shellback buddy, Lisa Lee, Randy Russell, Forrest Stutzman, the Ninja Medic, everybody. The Ninja Medic. And let me see. Y'all are having quite the conversation. Yeah. It's like, let me see, I think Nixon did it by giving China UNC. Yeah, hey, look, there's enough blame to go around for all the past people that have helped China along. There's enough blame to go around people that either saw the dollar marks or they got the dollar marks, if you know what I mean. But we have allowed this to happen by electing these people over and over and over again and letting them lead us around by the nose. And you know, those days should be over. Those days should be over. And on Tuesday night, when OG and I get back together, we're going to be talking about prosecutors, and we're going to be talking about lawsuits, and we even think that here in Milam County, we're going to go over the lawsuits that were filed by the guys in Waco's that has not been allowed to move forward for all these years. It is time we put our foot down about what's going on and what these judges are doing to people and the things they're doing to keep people from seeking redress and also seeking monetary damage for the things that were done to them. And case in point, people that have been innocent people that have been put into the gang database that have no criminal history, no reason for them being in it, they should be ready to file suit. With that, everybody, have a great Sunday. And you guys that go to the COCI meeting in Royce City, see you there. Southern Junction. Sorry.